you create these amazing female characters that are just brilliant and beautiful and wonderful, and I'm just wondering where your female perspective and insight comes from, seeing as you're not a female. I respect you so much, and I'm just curious.
No, that's very sweet. Thank you. I was born, no, and it sounds like such a stupid answer, but this is true. You know, I don't ever feel like I'm writing strong female characters. I just try to write strong characters. They happen to be female, so I don't look at it like, okay, this is, you know. Having said that, there have been some strong women influences in my life. You know, my mother and sister and my grandmother, who are, you know, these incredible people who've, you know, been just terrific influences, and none more than my wife, who, you know, when I met her, I mean, it is absolutely no coincidence that since I've met my wife, I've written Felicity and Alias. I mean, she is someone who, you know, gives me a perspective that I certainly never had.
I came by to see how you were.
Are you kidding me?
No, I just wanted to make sure that you...
You didn't come here to see how I am. You came here to see how you are.
I buried you. Consider that for one.
Don't use rational thought as a defense with me. I mean, not after all you and I have seen. Vaughn, you and I live and breathe madness every day on the job. There is no rational thought.
We have great writers on Alias, we had great writers on Felicity, and we all do the best job we can, but the truth is that these two, you know, actors come in and they commit so completely to the world that, you know, when you're doing an episode like the Felicity episode, it's the Twilight Zone, when all the, you know, these characters that you've been working with for, you know, a couple years are suddenly literally in black and white and, you know, existing in the sort of alternate universe. All the actors, but especially Carrie, was at the center of it, was so real and so committed to it.
Such a gray day, isn't it?
You've been sitting there like that all morning.
Have I? Gosh, I have. I'm late. So what's in there anyway?
Excuse me?
Your box, your secret box.
Oh, you'll find out. Soon enough.
That's the weird thing about TV. It's like an animal that, like, it's just like alive, and you just like respond to what things that you never expected, knowing that you're going to that destination. You're like, okay, well, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect this actor to be so engaging, to be so great, the character to be so fun, and then I didn't expect this thing to not work out. And it's like that was what we were constantly doing.
I just want to touch upon one thing too, which is what Matt just mentioned, which is I just need to say, because this is about creating characters, like, you know, we do write and we do the best job we can, and sometimes it's better than others. But the truth is that they always take the material and elevate it and make it better. So it's like all the writers on both shows are beholden to them because they make it what you see.
How do you both approach playing characters? Like Jennifer, for example, your character, part of her job is playing other characters. And so how do you approach, as an actress, playing those characters?
Go ahead.
No, that's you. That's you dress all up. You do the fancy stuff.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, this was addressed pretty early on in the first episode of back from the pilot in the first season, so the second episode. Ken Olin was directing, and we had this moment where Sydney was talking to Will, and I was trying to play it for real, like I really meant it. Oh, yeah. And I kind of couldn't find it. And Ken said, but remember, as much as she feels it, she's also asking him as a spy she's also playing this for him.
The night that Danny was killed, did you know that he was booked on a flight from LAX to Singapore?
Yeah, I knew that.
You did? You knew that?
I spend all day, every day, trying not to see him the way I found him. And I know you mean well, and I love you for that. But please, please let this go. Please.
Sid, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, that's it. I get it. I won't bring it up again.
Okay. Just stay a minute.
Okay.
Now, my favorite character that you do is when you're with the geisha. And my question to you is, do you have a favorite where you dress as a certain character that you have to be in disguise? And what did you like about that?
Well, the geisha is one of my favorites as well. I love, as difficult as it is to fit it into the day, I love learning a bit of another language. And I love when it's really hard and we have to do a whole scene in that language and it's not just.
You're lying.
Oh no, for sure. No, I do.
I saw you on that barbecue day. You're like, I gotta learn this Indian thing. Oh, so annoying.
I didn't say it wasn't annoying. I didn't say I wasn't annoyed when I had to learn it. I just am saying that when it's done, I feel great. What would you like to hear? You want to hear some Japanese?
And you are so good.
新人のミカで先週入りました。
身分証明見せろ。
我以為呢度係旅遊局，我向錯地方。
Saya rasa Anda sedang mencari sesuatu di pasar.
Minyak wangi untuk istri saya.
Excellent.
I love when there's something specific about the character. Like recently we did one that was a little nerdy, a la Marshall, but not specifically Marshall, because nobody can really do Kevin Weisman, at least I can.
You're looking for alien life.
In a manner of speaking, our radio telescopes inspect the cosmos, looking to detect artificially generated signals, basically anything below 300 hertz. But don't worry, the alien invasion is still a few months away.
I also love when they're in hospital scrubs or something, because it's so comfortable. That is a huge part of the character, obviously, is that I get to slip into other roles and kind of spy around from the guise of, oh, it's me, except now I have a here, but it's red.
Hi, this is a question for JJ. Can you share with us what your thought processes were when you started to create the character arcs for season 3?
I don't look at Alias as like one season at a time. I sort of try to look at it in the big picture. And I feel like it's the reason why when we took down SD6, I was like, how can you do that? Like, the show can't exist. It was like, well, yeah, of course it can. This is where it's going to go. To me, I look at it sort of, you know, however many years the show ends up running, as like these phases of the series. And what I'm hoping is that this phase, though, you know, maybe not everyone is loving this phase, is what that experience is for these characters, which will bring them to, and you'll see what we're doing with Vaughn by the end of the year, which to me is like, we've never really gotten to deal with Vaughn. In fact, Vaughn has been so, in many ways, demolished as a person, which I think is, you know, on the one hand, infuriating for some people, and I'm sure, you know, some people say, oh, well, he's no longer the guy he was, and, you know, I don't like it because he's not that guy, and they're not together. On the other hand, what that is leading to something that I can only hope is going to be worth it. And when you see what Vaughn goes through, because if you think about it, it's the only hint I will give about this, Vaughn is exactly where Jack was. And that's a really cool story, you know? And what does it mean for this guy to have been betrayed, you know?
What was that?
I don't know.